when you're doing your flight training. But once you get all of that flight training out of the way, and people always ask, well, what does it cost? It's a very big variable number, and you're going to hear numbers like it's like $12,000, it's like $15,000, it's like $20,000, and that is all true because part of your requirements to get your license are to fly a minimum number of hours, and the FAA sets that at 40 hours. That doesn't mean that you have the skills and the knowledge to do that in 40 hours. So there's a national average, and that's probably closer to like 70 hours. So then you got to do the math on my airplane costs $150 an hour. My instructor is another $70 an hour. Add that up, multiplied by 70 hours, and that's how you get your kind of where you're at. You're going to rent an aircraft to train in, and that's going to be at an hourly rate, usually on the Hobbs. So every time we turn an airplane on, there is a Hobbs meter. It just tracks time in tenths of an hour, and you get billed basically on that. You get billed on that Hobbs time. And it could be anywhere from $150 an hour to $250 an hour, depending on the type of aircraft, the complexity of the aircraft, the newness, the features of the aircraft. Right now, our fleet, we have airplanes for rent at $130 an hour to $226 an hour. Our multi-engine is $340 an hour. So you got to think about that. And then from there, you're going to be either under 70, you're going to be over 70s. But either way, those flying hours are yours to keep. And you'll learn that hours are really how you gauge your experience. And so as you build more hours, insurance rates go less. You unlock other levels in your pilot career in terms of capability for, getting instrument rating, commercial rating, and whatever. But that's how you would do the math. You would take the airplane, the instructor cost, and multiply it by the average, and then see if you can build a plan to get around that. So then once you get your ticket, then it's like, well, where do I do when I have my private license? And that's when you go the path of, am I buying an aircraft or am I not? And you do not have to be rich to own an aircraft. Someone told me early on that it's a lifestyle choice. And for example, I'll run some numbers for you. You can buy a brand new $60,000 car, finance it for 5 years, and that payment's probably going to be around $1,000 a month. An aircraft is financed more closely to a house. Most aircraft at this point tend to appreciate. What that means is you get financing on some of these things for your own airplane, not in a 5-year term for $150,000, but more of a 20-year term. And so what that does is you can pull a finance loan for $150,000 on an airplane for yourself, personal use, and it will net about the same as a $60,000 car over 5 years. So it's going to cost you about $1,000. Now there are more maintenance costs that go into owning an aircraft, so that's something that you have to offset because you do have to do annual inspections. It's required for you to keep your aircraft worthy. They net very similar. It's just a way that you set up your lifestyle. So it's very doable to be an owner of an aircraft and take trips where you want to go, right?